Hi guys, this is Asal. I'm studying for the bar and I wanted to review my notes with you. So tonight I'm studying Promissory Estoppel and the effects it has on the enforceability of contracts without consideration. But before I jump into that, I would like to introduce this book to you. This is crunch time. This book helps me get an A. So it's a really nice investment. And I'll tell you why, because look at that. If you're a graphy type of person, you're really gonna enjoy looking at this. It'll really help you think. And then at the very end of the book, they have all these questions right here, and they have short answers. That's also very helpful. And they have these exam tips. So these exam tips will actually really break it down for you, will summarize it for you, and will tell you what professors like. And finally, they have these really nice multiple choice questions. So I suggest you invest. Now, I would like to talk about the doctrine of promissory estoppel. So basically, this is a promise that may be partially or fully enforced, even if it is not supported by consideration. And there are three elements to it. The first element, the promisor must make a promise reasonably expecting to induce the promisee's actions or forbearance. That's very important. The second one, it requires the promisee to have relied on the promise. And then finally, the third one, the enforcement must be necessary to avoid injustice. Okay, now I just gave you the elements, really simple. If you want, let me actually read it over again so you know it. So the first element, the promisor must make a promise reasonably expecting to induce promisee's actions or forbearance. And then the second one requires the promisee to have relied on the promise. And then the third one, enforcement must be necessary to avoid injustice. So what do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. Let's say there's an actress. This actress lives all the way in Alaska. And then she applies for a job and someone tells her, oh yeah, you got the job. And what she does, she moves to California for the job. She'll get on a plane, she'll rent a car, she'll get in a hotel room, she'll move to California. And when she gets here, they'll be like, oh, never mind, the movie's canceled. So there was no contracts because she came here to get the job. There was no contracts. But what she can do, she can get that promissory estoppel because she relied. And how did she rely? By flying in from Alaska to California. And this reliance cost her damages. So that's how this applies. So the court actually limits the promisee's remedy to only what the justice requires. And also the courts enforce the part of the promise that was actually relied on. So whatever she relied on, that's enforceable. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Just remember, with promissory estoppel, it places the promisee back in the original position. That's all you need to know. So as I said, this was going to be a very simple video, and I really hope you enjoy studying. Good luck.